Good morning, welcome to Catex TV. Today is Thursday, January 8th, 2015. My name is Matt Bernat, filling in for Frank Fortunato, who is off today. The youngest suspect in the deadly terror attack in France at a satirical newspaper's office has turned himself in, police said, while the other two suspects are on the loose, armed, and dangerous. French authorities have named the three suspects who they believe are responsible for the shooting deaths of 12 people, U.S. law enforcement officials told ABC News. Officials identified the subjects as Saeed Kouachi and Cherif Kouachi, two relatives both in their 30s and still at large. An 18-year-old Hamid Mourad, who police say is cooperating after his surrender in the French town of Charleville-Mezieres, about 2 miles north of Paris. Cherif is 34 and listed in a private database, ABC News has confirmed. Kouachi, along with 6 others, was sentenced in May 2008 to 3 years in prison for terrorism in Paris. All 7 men were accused of sending about a dozen young Frenchmen to join Abu Musab al-Zarqawi, the leader of al-Qaeda in Iraq, and after funneling them through religious radical establishments in Syria and Egypt. French authorities believe Kouachi has been planning to go to Syria for training in 2005. Paris Deputy Mayor Patrick Klugman earlier today told ABC News that 2 of the assailants were inside the offices of Charlie Hebdo and listed off the names of their targets before shooting them execution style. The 3rd man was waiting outside the building. An explosion erupted near a mosque in an eastern French town early Thursday, officials told the local newspaper. No injuries were reported, but the mayor of Villefranche-sur-Saône said he feared the incident could be linked to Wednesday's deadly attack at Charlie Hebdo. The blast occurred near a mosque at around 6 a.m. and destroyed the glass front of a cafe attached to the building, Lyon-based newspaper Le Progrès reported. Reuters quoted a police source as confirming the explosion and that the cafe was a kebab shop. The cafe window was blown out by an explosion in the night, and the shop is adjacent to the mosque, the source said, adding it appeared to be a criminal act. According to Le Progrès, firefighters arrived at the scene at 6 a.m. local time, and they were worried that this was tied into the dramatic events at the Charlie Hebdo newspaper. This village is located about 250 miles from the French capital. Indonesian search and rescue teams plan to start lifting AirAsia's jet's tail off the seabed Friday, officials said, raising the hopes that black box reporters can be retrieved and reveal the cause of the disaster. Scores of divers plunged into the Java Sea on Thursday to search the wreckage of flight QZ8501, which vanished from radar screens on December 28th, less than halfway into a 2-hour flight from Indonesia's second biggest city of Surabaya to Singapore. There were no survivors among the 162 people on board. The cause of the crash remains a mystery, with hopes centering in the so-called black boxes, the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder providing vital clues. The plane was an Airbus A320-200, which carries the recorders near the tail section. Officials have warned, however, that these recorders could have been displaced during the crash and may not be in the tail section that is being raised. One inmate is confirmed dead in an explosion inside the maximum security compound at the new Bilibid prison on Thursday, January 8th, reports said. According to a source, 2 of the 19 injured are in very critical condition as a result of the explosion that occurred at 9:55 a.m. local time inside the state penitentiary. The same source told Rappler that it is likely a grenade that caused the explosion, which occurred in the area of the commando gang. According to a DZMM report, NBP officer in charge, Superintendent Richard Schwarzkopf, has asked help from the Explosive Ordnance Disposal EOD unit of the Philippine National Police to aid in the investigation. The incident took place just weeks after security and systemic problems in this prison were highlighted by the discovery of high-profile convicts, including drug lords and murderers, enjoying luxurious lifestyles while serving their time. Security problems besetting this prison were further illuminated on New Year's Day, when a visiting child of an inmate, an 8-year-old girl, was attacked and nearly raped by another inmate inside the maximum security facility. Vancouver Island residents felt their homes shaking during a 4.6 magnitude earthquake that hit Wednesday evening just east of Tofino. The seismic event struck around 6 p.m. local time at a depth of about 24 kilometers, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. No tsunami is expected, and no injuries or property damage have been reported. Officials urge anyone living near the coast to be prepared for a megathrust earthquake, commonly referred to as the Big One. On a more humorous note, if the past 2 offseasons are any indication, the most dangerous place for Texas Rangers left-handed pitcher Derek Holland is to be in his own home. Nearly 1 year to the day after Holland tripped over his dog Wrigley, injuring his knee and requiring surgery that kept him out until August of this past season, Holland took another spill at home. although this time we can at least chuckle about the circumstances and after hearing that Holland survived uninjured. The fall took place on Tuesday as Dallas and the surrounding areas were rattled by a series of minor earthquakes. The strongest was measured at magnitude 3.5 around 3:15 p.m. local time, and apparently that's the one that caught Holland off guard and in the most awkward of positions. Holland posted a tweet referencing feeling this earthquake while in the shower. That's more information than we needed, but the point is Holland combined two of our greatest fears in life, experiencing an earthquake and falling in the shower, into one event, and somehow walked away without a trip to any injured list. Not even Holland's ego suffered much of a bruise, which is apparent in how openly he's willing to explain his experience. During the aftershock a few hours later, Holland posted another tweet asking if Geico could save him 15% on quake insurance in 15 minutes. We're glad Holland found himself in a safer position to absorb the aftershocks, but perhaps he'd like to be spending more off-season time away from home. While the friendly confines of his own home are anything but friendly, the pitching mound at Globe Life Stadium, one of the MLB's most friendly hitter ballparks, has proven to be a safe haven for him over the past 6 years, causing Mark Townsend from Yahoo Sports to joke that maybe he should just move into the stadium full-time. That's the news for today. Thank you for watching. If we have any important breaking news, we will come back on and tell you. As always, you can stay tuned to our Twitter account at Catex TV to follow more news updates. Thank you, and we will see you again tomorrow.